Leaders Council is a leadership development group for progressive millennials. Through a 6-month training program, the Hub equips leaders with skills for the future, whether they want to run for office, create a startup, or something else. Here to tell us more is Christian Motley. Christian, thanks for being with us today.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Now, Christian, I think we need to just go ahead and set the stage and tell our viewers a little bit about what the New Leaders Council really does.
Yeah, so New Leaders Council Kentucky is a local affiliate of the National New Leaders Council organization. It's about 7,000 alumni of a leadership development program. We see it as the premier leadership development program for millennials.
That's incredible.
In Kentucky, we've been here since 2013. As you mentioned, we have a 6-month training program. That NLC Institute is sort of our sort of the big project that we hold each year. And over the course of those 6 months, we have anywhere from 15 to 20 fellows who participate. This is a cross-sector group, so we try to have a mix of backgrounds, folks from, it's statewide, so folks from across the state, and we spend the duration of the fellowship going to a different city across Kentucky, and each session is focused on communications, finance and fundraising, and public policy. Basically, what I tell folks is, if you come through New Leaders, the NLC Kentucky Institute with a project, we can take you from a conception to thinking about how you communicate about that project, how you can fundraise and support that project, think about the policy and political landscape for that project. And our hope is, as fellows take on a capstone project, that they can then be at a launching point at the end of the fellowship.
Christian, this is a lot, and it's so important for all of us when we have a dream to have a peer group that supports us and helps educate us on the next step and what needs to be done. And that sounds like essentially what you do as a group. Who's all invited to be part of NLC?
That's exactly right. We the fellowship is open to anyone in the state. We typically have an age range. We typically focus on millennials, which is basically the under 40 crowd. I was telling David, basically from Super Nintendo to Nintendo 64.
I love that. That's the best analogy.
And it's important to say we do our best to try to reflect the face of the future in Kentucky. Nationally, the nationally the organization is majority minority, majority female. We try to reflect that here in Kentucky as well. And folks from Paducah all the way to Pikeville, representing, again, as I said, different professional backgrounds. And so we really try to do our best to reflect the future of Kentucky.
Christian, this is a little off base, but I think it's just important for some of our viewers to hear some of the impact you guys have really put in the community. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the things that are coming up that you guys are doing, like the TED Talk, and some of our alumni that have really just had such incredible capstone projects that have really come through tuition?
Yeah, so the key, Dave, you asked me about the work that folks are doing after the program. We want our fellows to take on a capstone project. And in many cases, it's something that sometimes it's a sort of big picture. It may take a little bit longer. Sure. Sometimes it's something that can get done through the fellowship. One example is, and I love to shout out Crystal Kinzer, who was a fellow in last year's class. She has helped lead the efforts to put on TEDx Corbin, an event focused on lifting up Appalachian voices in the region. That's going to be March 9th, and we're really excited about that.
A lot of people are talking about that. That's a huge event coming up. Christian, real quick, we're running out of time.
Sure.
Why is it so important that millennials take the reins and lead the way now?
Well, I'll tell you, if you are reading the paper or watching the news and you know that our government systems seem broken, our social fabric seems frayed, we think that millennials are perfectly positioned to take up a new leadership role. We also, suffice it to say, we also represent about 83 million in terms of our voting bloc, and so we represent a large clump of folks in the country.
Yeah.
And so we think it's incumbent of us to prepare. And what NLC wants to do is be a part of the effort in preparing the leaders that will lead us into the future.
And you're setting the way for the younger generation as well. You're doing so much more than you even realize as you're trying to set the stage for the future. Thank you so much for all you do. It's very, very impressive. If somebody's interested in joining your group, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you can email me directly, cmotley at newleaderscouncil.org. You can look at newleaderscouncil.org and look at the Kentucky chapter. We're on social media, Twitter and Instagram,
Awesome.
NLC_Kentucky.
And we can see all your projects going on there?
You can.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. Definitely check them out. Hear that call to duty.
true.
Christian and his group will help you put it into fruition, as David said. Thanks for being here. Stay with us, Midday Kentucky. We'll be right back.